Hi, subscribe to my channel Shobha Rana for more.
How did you become a neurologist, and how did you then pivot to all these other things that you're doing currently?
Sure. So the journey of a neurologist is a long one. I started off with studying for MBBS. I was 17. And then 5.5 years of MBBS, 1 year of internship. Then you study to become an MD medicine doctor. So that's your PG exam. And then that's 3 years of MD and then 1 year of bond.
Oh, wow.
And then there is another exam where you study to become a DM. So that's a super specialist.
Wow.
So that's 3 years of DM. And if you're lucky, no years of bond, sometimes 1 or 2 years of bond. So by the time in today's scene, in 2023, if somebody wants to become a neurologist, they will probably have to give around 16 to 17 years of their life in order to completely be done with the whole course.
With this, just the course.
Yeah.
The practice is not
and
even
now
started.
your actual life starts. Yes.
Wow.
So the joke is that if you are going to become a super specialist, there is a chance that you might have kids while you're still studying.
And while they are appearing for their entrance
And there
exam.
will be a chance that both parent and child are leaving with their school bags together.
That's what, exactly.
Because both of you are still studying.
Oh my God, that's crazy. So you studied for 16 years? Is that what
I
you're
did.
saying?
Yes.
Wow, but how
2005 to
old
2019.
Are you like 73 or?
Close. I'm 34.
Not bad. So 16 years of studying and then practicing as a neurologist. How is your day like? Where do you practice?
I practice in Borivali. So that's where I stay in Bombay. And I practice in a couple of hospitals. One is a corporate hospital called Namaha, which is in Kandivali. And another is my own hospital, which is my dad's hospital in Nala Soparam, which is north of Bombay. So that's where I grew up, actually.
Wow.
So my dad is a doctor, and I have grown up watching him practice medicine. So somewhere I felt that this is also what I want to do. And my interest in neurology started very early because I was very interested in psychology and human behavior. So I understood somewhere during my MBBS that maybe instead of understanding human behavior from the outside, I wanted to learn it from the inside. So figure out why do we behave like this, but understanding it through the brain's way.
Brain's way.
Yeah.
So neurology and psychology are two different subjects. Psychology and neurology, that difference, like there's a thin line somewhere.
There is. So psychology is understanding human behavior. Neurology is understanding the brain.
Right.
And it actually took us some time to understand that both of these things are talking about the same thing, but from different angles.
Right.
So they evolved at different times. So psychology, you can say maybe around the time of Sigmund Freud, this idea that, the self, the id, ego, superego, all of these concepts came. And neuroscience developed very recently because there was no CT scan, there were no MRIs at that time. So people didn't really know what was happening in the brain of a living person. They could only study brains of dead people.
What's the other use of that though?
What's the use of studying the brains of dead people? I mean, I'm sure it's fun, but then you want to actually see if, say, somebody is angry or somebody is feeling a particular emotion, what part of their brain is lighting up? What part of their brain is acting?
Where the neurons are firing.
Which neurons are firing?
But can they fire up in a dead person also? No, they can't, right?
Right. So that is why in the last 15, 20 years, because of something called functional MRI, we are able to understand the brain so much more, which we have never understood before.
But is it like so directly related that what you feel as an emotion is like directly translated into your brain as some sort of neurons and a set of action happening there?
It's the other way around. Because there are certain neurons firing, that is why you feel certain things.
Is that so though?
Yeah. So there are definite patterns. So for example, if you have fear, there are specific areas in the brain that light up. Because those are the centers that are responsible for protecting yourself.
But what do you have first? Do you have the fear first or this nuclear reaction in your brain first?
The nucleus reaction.
Really?
Of course. It's like saying, what happens first? This button getting switched on or the light coming on? Of course, it's the button getting switched on, right? But what you see is the light. What you see is the tube light coming on. But it will never come on until somebody presses the button. So the button is the brain. What you see is the light.